court.
Hey, anyway, Bam Margera is here. Bam's got a new game show. It's called Bam's Badass Game Show. Also, his new wife and Novak.
He's got a new wife.
Yeah, yeah. He always has a wife.
Well, he's got somebody. He just, you know.
There he is. There's the man himself. Look at you. Looking good. Looking handsome. There's Novak, too. Hey now, Novak. Jesus Christ, you guys look like you just stepped off the stage like you're like rock stars or something, right?
First of all, I have to mention that Novak's my worst best friend ever. I've known him since I was 10 years old, and the cocksucker takes, after being in a year in jail, he takes my brand new S55 Mercedes, $125,000 car, takes it without asking when I was away doing a music video in Philadelphia, crashes it into a parked car, which happens to be the professor of Westchester.
The dean of Westchester.
Wait a second, I heard, let's back up for a second. I actually heard about this. You were in jail, right?
I just came home, yeah.
Yeah, what were you in jail for, Novak?
Prescription fraud.
Okay. You went into the drugstore and tried to get a fake prescription filled.
Yeah.
What were you trying to get? Drug? What drug were you trying to get?
Oxycodone, Percocet 30s.
Right. So you're addicted to those.
I was.
Right. So they send you to jail.
Are you telling us you're clean?
Yeah.
He just got out of rehab. He's 60 days now?
No,
I'm actually proud of you because
I have 90 days clean and sober. No drinking, no drugs, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it's true story.
Really?
And it's actually the first time he's ever wanted to go. It was always his girlfriend or mom putting him in there. He's been in there 13 times, but this is the first time he's like, Bam, can you please put me in rehab?
Because you knew that you were on a bad path, right?
Yeah, the walls were closing in, man.
Yeah, we were in the Roosevelt Hotel, and he's with a transvestite at midnight, and he's like, Bam, she's going to take me clothes shopping for tomorrow for filming. I'm like, first of all, what store is open at midnight, and why is a transvestite taking you
You get a kick
shopping?
out of him, Bam, right? Like, he is your muse.
He's my walking television set. I want to put a rectangle around his head because he's my walking
TV. Novak, are you sick of being the brunt of the joke? Are you sick of it? Is that why you went to rehab?
I went just because the party was no longer fun anymore. You know what I mean? Like it became. I was getting high out of necessity.
Bam, do you miss getting high with him? I mean, it was fun, right?
I don't do what he does. I sip on drinks, you know.
Right.
I don't like any kind of downers or whatever that fuck
Novak,
he does.
Is it hard for you when you guys go out and Bam is drinking and you can't, Novak? Is that a difficult
thing?
Nah,
it really isn't. Like I said, the parties ended fucking years ago, so it was no longer fun, and I was doing it because I had to, because I'd be sick if I didn't.
Novak, are you maturing? Are you saying, hey, I want to live?
Sure, exactly.
I'm enjoying my life. I want to live.
Yeah, like life isn't that fucking bad.
And he actually motivated me to cool it on drinking as well. I mean,
so you guys are reeling it in.
True story.
Well,
because I got to tell you something, Bam. I was thinking about it with the whole Jackass franchise. Johnny has kind of reeled it in. He's doing, like, you know, movies and stuff.
Yeah.
You got Steve-O.
Steve-O
is even reeling it in.
He can do it. Fuck.
Yeah, right. Steve-O actually got his life under control.
Big time.
But, Bam, you're like the last of the
Mohicans.
The last of the Mohicans.
There we go, Howard.
You really are.
Well, what happened was when I did that 100-foot waterfall in a kayak with Steve Fisher, it was at Malacco Falls in Oregon, and I got ejected right out of the thing and ruptured a hernia. And
you're still hardcore. Are you upset with the other Jackass guys because they're not sort of making movies and doing stuff? I mean, now it's you and Novak carrying the torch, so to speak.
Well, I have so much footage that I've been working on. I went to Iceland and edited this movie for it. Well, it was 20 years in the making. You know, it starts off with me skating when I was 8, you know, and basically when I got injured, I had 6 bone spurs in my feet from, like, skating and Jackass and whatnot, and ruptured the hernia. And every time I go to the emergency room, I went there 5 times, they would always say, it's not an emergency, you need to call a doctor and make an appointment to get this repaired. I'm like, it is an emergency because I'm on a fucking fuckface tour, and tomorrow I'm going to be in Sweden, the next day I'm going to be in Finland, and every time I shout, my hernia pops out, and I have to push it back in live on stage. So it is a fucking emergency.
By the way, when you refer to a fuckface tour, that is your band, am I correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And Novak, you're in the band.
Yes, sir. I'm Phil Collins.
Well, he comes out naked and sings Phil Collins Coming in the Air Tonight.
He's Phil Collins?
Phil Collins.
All right. Let me, boys, let's take a breather and let's figure out what's going on here, right? I got a sheet of paper here that tells me everything you guys have been up to. And I read this and I said, these guys are going to be dead. Now, for example, Novak, you're sitting there in a bar.
Yes, sir.
Bam's mad at you because you totaled his $125,000 Mercedes. You get out of rehab, which he paid for.
Yeah.
You come home, you take a drive, I guess a joyride in his car. Bam, why do you let this guy drive your car, honestly?
I didn't, but he knows my gate code, and he knows that usually the keys are in the cars.
Where did you have to go, Novak, that you were in this car?
Actually, to Wawa.
To Wawa. What is Wawa? I don't know.
It's like
a gourmet 7-Eleven
store.
A gourmet 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And what are you doing there?
I needed a chicken Caesar wrap and a fruit drink, a healthy fruit drink.
So you decide to get in the car and go. And how do you total the car?
Because I was fucking driving and the college, Westchester
You
College.
nodded out on pills, dickhead.
Yeah.
But I thought you just got out of rehab.
No, this is before
that, yeah.
Oh.
So I bent over to grab a CD off the passenger floor, and when I bent to get the CD, the steering wheel went with me. Bam! Right into a fucking... The dean of Westchester's car, which was more expensive than his car.
Was he driving the car?
No, it was parked.
Oh, thank God.
And he just flees the scene with the car all wrecked and running and whatnot.
The scene?
So the police come pounding down on my door looking for me, ready to arrest me, and I had to prove that I was in Philly doing a music video.
But why did you flee the scene? Because you're just so fucked up.
Because I have no license, I had warrants for my arrest, and I just had I went to the doctor the day before, so I had 130 Perk 30s and about 90 Xanax bars on me.
I guess you had to leave.
Yeah, dodge the cops, bro.
Bam, do you ever say to yourself, because you are a movie star and you do have a career, do you ever say, what am I doing with Novak? I mean, do you ever question your friendship with him? Have you ever had a moment where you almost gave up on him?
I know that he's never going to pay me $125,000 back. He already owes $300,000 in hospital bills in Baltimore for ODs. And his mom works at the hospital, so he's like, hey, Mom, checking in again on an overdose.
Does Novak sleep at your house and stuff? Is that the
No, he lives in Westchester with his girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm engaged now. I have a place in Westchester.
You crash at this girl's house, or you actually pay rent?
No, this is my house, yeah.
It is your house.
Yeah.
How do you have a house if you owe all this money and you're in trouble?
It's in her name.
Oh, I see.
He's never going to be able to have a credit card or anything in his name.
My cell phones and her, family plans in her name, all that.
Does that bother you? Because now that you're growing up and you're starting to get sober, you're saying, damn, now I fucked up so bad I can't get a credit card, I can't get my life together.
Life's too short. A credit card doesn't make me fucking happy, you know what I mean?
But Novak, what is your occupation? Is it hanging around with Bam and making these films and stuff?
No, I have a couple. Right now, I have a documentary coming out called "Where's My Needle." It's going to be in the Sundance and the Cannes Film Festival.
Why are you laughing, Bam? Because there's no money in that?
No, where's my needle?
Well, there's no sequel. We hope.
Bam, are you involved in the video?
Yeah, actually, Tony Hawk's in it. Interview Bucky Lasik.
So there's
John Waters,
yeah.
Because you really, this is going to end badly. I have a feeling. And all jokes aside,
sure.
Bam's mad at you for cracking up his $125,000 car. Mm-hmm. So Bam decides to get you back. You're sitting in a bar, and Bam decides to take 2 plates full of tacos. 2 plates. And like using a cymbal, he smashes you in the head with the 2 plates. Now, couldn't you have dropped dead from getting your head, traumatized like that?
You know what? I'm glad that he wrecked my car, because now I just have fun all day figuring out how I'm going to fuck with him next. Like, I just got him a massage thinking that I'm like a nice friend, and I just come up with a hot-ass iron. Hot-ass iron to his back. Then I pour dirty kitty litter all over him, and then blue paint.
No, you're not laughing about that, Novak.
No, there wasn't a fucking thing funny about it.
Right, so aren't you pissed at him for doing that?
Yeah, but I can't be. I owe the fucker at least $300,000 at least.
Do you video that at least? So that
yeah.
Oh, you do. Oh,
it's going to be in a movie called I Needed Time to Stay Useless.
When Bam burns you with an iron while you're getting a massage, do you get 3rd-degree burns at least?
I had to go to the hospital that day.
You did, yeah.
I did.
And
I can't even take pain pills anymore, so I got to tell them, no drugs, which fucking blows.
Did they say to you, who did this to you? We want to arrest him?
No, they look at me and my tattoos, and they really don't think I have much leverage to stand on. You know what I mean?
In Riddle Hospital in Westchester, they're so used to seeing me or Novak that we just get fast track. Here you guys are again, fast track on Bam.
Does part of you hate Novak when you do something like that? I mean, it's funny, but it's also very violent, and you're hurting him, right?
Well, this is how he looks at it. Anything could be better than living in an abandoned garage on heroin in Baltimore, digging in the dumpster for a fucking peach pit.
So Bam, Novak's not allowed to do anything to you because you're sort of the boss of the operation, right?
Well, if he tries to get me back, I'll just get him back tenfold.
It just bites me in the ass every fucking time.
Right. So do you always, when you're hanging out with Bam, are you constantly on edge? Like, I know something's going to happen to me?
It depends on the time and the situation. You know what I mean? On a Sunday morning at the house, no, I'm cool. But if we go out...
Bam describes to me that he has built in his home a device which, when he hits a button, the whole floor will collapse.
He actually caught me. Yeah. Yes. You don't know about this, but you heard me on the phone. He's like, Bam, why the fuck are you ordering piranhas to the house? I want to know why you're ordering...
he never
I want to know why you're ordering 10 piranhas to the house.
Calling all these pet shops. I'm like, you don't even fucking like pets.
Is it because you're stocking these piranha to eat Novak?
I made this trap door on the second floor that if you press a button...
Of your house?
You just get... I'm not telling you where. Because
you just told me your fucking house, idiot.
It's not my house. It's not my house.
So when Novak's walking around, he's going to fall through the floor into a sea of piranhas?
Well, that's one of them, yeah. So I hit a button and he comes falling through into one story below. So I got this kiddie pool with piranhas in there.
One of you is going to be dead and the other one will be in jail.
Yeah, because you'll have killed him.
Yeah, if you kill me, you're going to be sad and alone.
No, you're not going to. It's just going to hurt real bad, that's all.
How do you know he's not going to die from the trauma of the fall? Like, he doesn't break his neck. Honestly, I mean, I'm being serious. You're planning a stunt
because he's a Baltimore cockroach and he'll never die.
Bam, seriously, look at me for a second. I want to understand this. When you plan something like this, where you build literally a trap door so that he will walk toward you, he will fall, the floor will collapse. He will then fall into a baby pool, a floor below, full of piranhas.
Yes.
And it's a brilliant idea, don't get me wrong. But when that happens, do you ever say to yourself, oh shit, there could be real consequences? If he falls the wrong way, he could break his neck, and then when he's being eaten by piranha, the police are going to see this, and I'm going to end up the rest of my life in prison or worse.
You announced it on the radio.
Do you ever feel bad about that?
When it comes to Novak, no.
No. And you never worry about the consequences, seriously?
Well, I think he's pretty damn close to me saying all debts are paid, because I've been fucking with him so hard for the past year now since he wrecked my car.
Do you feel that you would be able to be free of all guilty charges or any kind of charges because you say, hey, look, we're really in business together. These stunts, we sell them, we put them out on the internet. It's part of our business.
Yeah.
So, hey, fuck him. I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, it's like the whole B story to this movie, I Needed Time to Stay Useless, which is about when Ryan Dunn died, you know, because he was like my right-hand man anytime we'd film something, you know, and then all of a sudden, no more Dunn. So I went on a little booze bender for a year, ruptured my hernia.
When Ryan Dunn died, it sent you into a downswing? Is that?
Yeah, and you know, with the injuries, I couldn't skate, and with the hernia, I couldn't do any sit-ups. Like, you know, I would do 200 sit-ups a day. I couldn't lift anything heavy, couldn't skate, couldn't do sit-ups, so I gained fucking 15 pounds. I wasn't too happy about it.
Are you prepared to get this hernia fixed?
I did.
Oh, you did get it repaired?
Yeah, I got it fixed 3 months ago, so now...
Are you good to go? I mean, you have to pop it back in?
I'm actually building a 40-foot loop in Anguilla that me and Danny Way are going to do.
To skateboard?
Yeah, and the record has been 18 feet, which I've done already. And
are you worried that you could kill yourself skateboarding? Because at this point, you're probably not in the shape you were when you were a kid.
But the thing is, it doesn't hurt my feet to do the loop because you're just pausing and holding. You know, if I'm going to do a lip slide down 15 stairs, it's going to hurt, you know. Is
your point that Novak has to take some abuse? Because look at what you put your body through. So, Novak, if you want to hang with me, you've got to really fuck yourself up, too?
Well, he actually doesn't care, you know, like, even when I'm going to do a gnarly stunt on Jackass, I'll eye it up for like 20 minutes, like, preparing how I'm going to fall on this thing. He's like, just put me in the damn wheelbarrow and shove me the fuck off the roof. Let's go.
So, Novak, you're not a stunt man like these other guys claim to be. You're just like some fucking dude who doesn't care about his own body.
When you're so low that the curb looks like a skyscraper, what the fuck else is there but up? You know what I mean?
You know, Novak, I guess I don't understand the mentality, and Bam's either. I mean, that you don't care about your bodies, that you don't care about what happens to you, that you're willing to risk all to be either paralyzed for life or dead. It's almost like a suicide mission with you guys.
The stunts that I feel I'm in control of. You know, like, if I'm going to do a skate loop, then I know how to prepare for that. You know?
What about the stuff where you're not prepared, like what you do to Novak and hit him in the head?
Well,
with
that's
tacos?
what I'm saying. Like, that's why I think Johnny Knoxville's fucking gnarly, because he'll blindfold himself and let a bull hit him at full speed. You know, if you had a suitcase filled with $1 million, I don't know if I could actually do that. Like, I simply couldn't blindfold myself with my eyes closed and let a bull come and hit me, because a hoof landing on your face, you can't control that.
So you could never be mad at Johnny for not doing more Jackass movies, because he's so intense that you're saying, hey, look, I can't blame the guy if he doesn't want to put his body through that.
We've been talking. He's down. He's just busy doing other things right now. You know, he just did Bad Grandpa, and he has a lot of other projects. But
do you think there'll be another Jackass movie? I mean, the last one was very successful, right?
Yeah, totally. I have enough that it could be a whole movie, and I know that Tremaine is writing, and other people have ideas as well.
And what about you and Novak doing your own movie?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you might as well. This guy's a fucking star. There's no question.
Yeah, why are you two just amusing yourself?
Yeah, well, the movie is done. The only thing that we have... The movie ends with the 40-foot loop with me and Danny Way, so Novak,
this could be you might be known to the public the way Jackass is. This is
my time to shine.
You're on the cusp of stardom, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm flirting with it,
Your
baby.
time has finally arrived.
Let me ask you about some very specific things the two of you boys have been up to, because these are mind-blowing, and they get more mind-blowing as I go along, okay? We're sitting here, we're talking to Bam. By the way, we'll get to the new game show.
Yeah, I gotta hear about this.
Bam's Badass Game Show, where people are probably going to die. Premiering tonight at 10:30 on TBS, and I'll get to that. I'm working my way towards it. I know you're here to promote. All right. You guys have a band called Fuckface Unstoppable. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. And Novak is in the band, but Novak doesn't even play an instrument, right?
Novak's the biggest rock star in the world, but he doesn't know how to play a guitar or drums.
Do you know how to play?
Yeah, I know, but I like to sing, you know. But my brother, he's been in CKY, and I've been surrounded by music since I was 8 years old.
All right, so you have some musical ability. Novak has none, and he's in the band. Now,
well, he's not actually in the band.
I'm in the band.
He comes out before the band comes out, and he sings Phil Collins "Coming in the Air Tonight" naked, and then he'll like stage dive into the couch.
I just got my asshole ripped open on the last tour.
You got your asshole ripped open?
They sewed it back shut, kind of, for real.
Like, what happened to your asshole? You come out naked on the stage.
Well, if it's not 21, then he has to wear a girl's thong.
Well, let me read this, and I want to hear about your asshole.
Okay.
All right. During a performance in Australia, Novak sucked a guy's dick on stage, causing the band's guitarist to quit. Is that true or false?
That's true.
That is true. Novak, what happened there?
He goes, I quit fag face, stop him.
Tell me what happened there. You came out nude at the concert at Fuckface Unstoppable. What happened?
The dude who quit the fucking band over this, his idol is Gigi Allen, so I'm thinking he just loves gnarly, raw shit.
Right.
You know?
Gigi was shit on stage. He used to cut himself on stage. Fingered his asshole, everything.
Yeah.
So you get out on stage, and there's a guy in the audience who wants a blowjob?
He keeps calling me a faggot. You fucking faggot, fuck you, faggot, go down on heroin. I'm like, all right, faggot, give me that dick. And do 2 or 3 pumps on his dick.
So how did you get him naked? Did you just take his pants off?
Well, he called him out on it. He's like, whip out your dick, Shen. He think I'm a faggot.
And now he's on stage, so everyone's like, whip out your dick, whip out your dick.
Novak took his morals and threw him right out the window.
But you realize this makes no sense. Here's a guy calling you a slur. He's calling you a faggot.
Yeah.
You say, to prove I'm not a faggot, I'm going to suck your dick. And
he looks at it as
the guy
just a piece of skin.
And then the guy pulls his pants down who called you a faggot and gets his dick sucked by you, proving that you're both maybe possibly gay.
But if you think about it, it's probably cleaner doing 2 pumps of sucking his dick than shaking his hand or licking his finger.
Now, are you gay, Novak?
No, I'm engaged to a beautiful woman.
I know.
Yeah, but you've made out with at least 20 dudes, and you let a dude suck your dick. You suck the dude's dick, so
right, I'm
thinking there's a little bit of gayness here, pal.
Yeah, but Bam, I think there's a lot, because
what's your proof?
You know, he's saying, no, I'm doing this for my art, but meanwhile, you're sucking dick.
I think there's a price tag to everything in his eyes.
Do you think that you were abusing drugs and drink because maybe you're gay and you're upset about it?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't felt like sitting next to him sober now. It's not like, ooh, what kind of dicks he got?
Do you ever think about dudes when you're fucking your girlfriend? Do you ever think about a dude?
No, never.
Do you ever think about?
You've never fantasized and masturbated to male genitals or anything?
Would you ask Brad Pitt's D?
100%.
Johnny Depp.
I would love to do it. You know what? Johnny Depp, I kind of do have a bit of a crush on.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, so you might be a little bit gay.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. It's uncharted territory.
No.
Would you suck Tom Hanks' dick?
He's too old, maybe.
Yeah. He was before my time, man. But
But you know, if
Pirates of the Caribbean, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you might be gay. I mean, it sounds very gay to me. I mean, I know that's funny, but Ben, do you ever get the feeling like he wants to suck your dick?
How about the fact that he woke up, I was on a flight with this cocksucker, and he was dead asleep, and he started jerking me off in the middle of his sleep. Maybe he's the gay one here. Yeah.
Well, I woke up. Maybe I thought I don't know what was going on.
See?
But
He's gay.
I was in, like, I flew from Philadelphia to London to Dubai. Then I went to, like, Bangladesh. Then I went to Australia. Then I flew right to meet him in New Orleans. And I'm on so many flights, and I'm so sick of it that I'm, like, cussing on the flight, sipping on drinks, and then I fall asleep, and I wake up to me with, like, my hand down his pants. I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't you stop me for this? He's like, because you finally shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he was such a nightmare. And caused
So when he jerks you off on a plane, did you get hard?
Nah, I didn't get hard, but I didn't want to wake him up
why
and
didn't
stop
you
him
say-
because he was
How long did he jerk you off for?
This is the best story. Probably about 8 minutes or so. But yeah, true story. And on the flight,
But I'm passed out. I don't know that I'm doing this.
Does anyone on the plane, the stewardess,
Here's
or
where we
anyone
go.
say...
Here's where we go.
No.
They were going to a convention of psychiatrists, so we were surrounded by psychiatrists.
Oh my God!
And they're looking at him do this. He's got a hat on that says Taliban. Taliban. He's fucking drunk. He's jerking me off. All these psychiatrists are looking at him. They
Didn't they want to hang out with him?
And then they thought we were fucking nuts. But as soon as we got out, we landed in Philly. Like, here's our card. Come have a drink with us tonight.
Bam, how big is Novak's cock now that you've handled it?
That was mad.
He has the clipenis,
man.
He has the smallest dick I've ever seen.
And in 8 minutes, you couldn't get Novak
I measured it. It's a little bit over 4 inches hard.
Yeah. Is that true, Novak?
I'm a grower, not a shower. No question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, your cock, you're saying your cock hard is 4 inches?
Look how tiny that thing is.
It's bigger than mine.
Really?
That's the sad part, yeah.
It doesn't even hang over my fucking balls, man.
Well, me neither.
Well, we got something in common, bud.
I'm with you.
When's you ever think you'd say that?
That actually looks like a big dick to me. But Ben, why is it that he didn't get hard with you jerking him off for 8 minutes?
I don't know why you didn't stop me.
Why were you jerking me off, homo?
I was sleeping. I don't know.
Sounds good, fag.
You guys sound to have you sound like you have a lot, like you really do love each other at the end of the day. But it sounds very dangerous to be in a friendship with you guys because anything could happen at any time. Like I wouldn't hang out with you guys. I don't want shit happening to me.
I think they're so much in love with each other, they have to do all this crap because otherwise they would be blowing each other.
You can't insult these two. Oh my God.
Spade's a spade.
Maybe Novak, but not me.
What happened when you got your asshole torn open? What went down there at the Fuckface Unstoppable show?
Well, first of all, we were in Liverpool, England, and he's begging me for $30 in a shady neighborhood, and I know what he's up to.
Right.
Whatever the $30 is for, it's not for anything good. So I'm like, all right, asshole, if you want $30, then shove this rock up your ass. He's like, fine, I'll do it, whatever, just give me the $30.
Now, do you film it or you don't?
No, but he forgot for 2 days that it was up there. So when he wore the girl's thong to sing because it was 18 and up, he dives into the crowd, and then they give him a king wedgie and rip the rock out of his ass.
Ooh.
So it looked like...
Wait a second. You forgot the rock was there for 2 days? You must have been really fucking hot.
Fuck, dude, I was oblivious, man.
So when he goes to the hospital, it looks like an apricot's hanging out of his ass. And then the doctor
What
goes...
was that? What was the
It was like
apricot?
falling out. It was like, I don't
The
know
rock?
what is it.
Your asshole was falling out?
His asshole was out of his ass.
Story.
How painful is that?
Oh, fucking like no other. But the great thing about Europe was I was sick. I was withdrawn from heroin. So when I went there, they just kept loading me up with morphine.
So the doctor says to his girlfriend, because she was there, and he goes, so wait a minute. You're his girlfriend. She's like, yeah. He's like, and you don't think he's gay? She's like, what do you mean? He's like, this is not from a thong getting ripped up. This is years and years of damage to your asshole. He's like, all right, well, I forgot to mention I used to shove drugs up there to hide it as a glove compartment. I did forget to mention that,
My asshole doubles as a suitcase.
You know, I got to tell you, all the times I've put rocks in my asshole, I never forget they're up there. You always tell me, how big was this rock you put in your asshole?
It was about,
Exactly.
it was about 2 inches big, yeah.
2 inches big and a
Maybe
thick rock.
3.
Wow. And
But it was like lumpy, you know?
Yeah, and you left it in there because you were getting high. And
Yeah,
you
You
forgot
just
about
totally
it.
forgot it was in there.
That wasn't on my list of things to do that
Do
day.
you
Get it
realize
out.
how fucked up you have to be to forget there's a rock in your asshole? I mean, honestly. I mean, that is crazy. Have you ever been fucked in your ass?
No, never.
Never, okay.
I've sucked a dick.
Right.
I've had my dick sucked by, man.
Well, hold on.
But I love you, Apple.
Now, is it true that now Fuckface Unstoppable, the band, released a new double album of music in this year?
Yeah.
And this was part of your tour of Iceland. Do you guys get a lot of people at these shows?
Yeah, especially in Europe. It's nuts. Like
all original music?
No, we do some covers like Clutch covers and one Turbo Negro cover from Norway.
Turbo Negro?
Turbo, yeah. It's like
who's Turbo Negro?
They dress up like gay sailors and they play punk rock. It's pretty rad.
I've never heard of Turbo Negro. I'll be honest with you. I thought I was up on my music. Are they any good? Yeah,
yeah, they're real good.
Okay.
And then we do a lot of originals. We do I Want to Bend My Dick Around the Back of my ass and Fuck Myself.
That's your song.
Everything
You wrote
sounds so gay right now.
On stage, too, it does sound awfully gay. Damn, on stage, during your tour, do you piss in your own mouth?
No, not on stage, but I do tase the drummer's dick. His name is Rubbish Heap from Australia.
And you take out a taser and you taser
a stun gun, actually.
A stun gun.
Yeah.
And you stun gun. And does he pass out from that?
Well, I did it 8 times so far, and he says that, like, so now I started doing it to his ass. but yeah.
Now, Novak, you're
8 nights in a row of getting his dick stun gunned. He couldn't take it anymore, so we had to give that a little break.
Is there ever a band rehearsal or anything like that, or is it really just kind of off the cuff?
No, it's actually like everybody in it. It's Wally from Viking Skull, Brent from Mastodon. He just.
So you're taking this seriously?
Oh yeah,
and
like they're like certified really good musicians. Even Dave Grohl heard it and he wants us to do go to a studio and do a track.
When you get a bad review, you laugh it off, right? Because like this guy from Worcester, Massachusetts, you read this review. He wrote, "Fuckface is hands down the worst attempt at music I have ever encountered. It is offensive on so many levels that it can only be construed as performance art." Now, but you laugh at that, right?
I love it.
Hey, you love it.
That's great. That's what we're shooting for. Oh, yeah.
You like that.
I love it.
Right. No one ever gets the same show twice at a Fuckface Unstoppable.
Exactly.
Never.
Right. Okay. That's what I wanted to say. So you're working on new movies because, let's face it, you might as well. Jackass isn't being done. But you say there's a good, real possibility Jackass will come back, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And, okay. So now more controversy. BAM's SiriusXM radio show, which aired on Faction, was canceled in February 2013 after 302 episodes.
Yeah.
The rumor is you were canceled because you consistently showed up drunk. Is that true or false?
Maybe, but it had a lot to do with being on tour. When I'm in like New Zealand and Australia, then Iceland, then Finland, and I got to get these shows done and send them over to New York and blah, blah, blah. And when you're on a tour bus, there's constantly people talking, so you can't get proper quiet audio. So when like 2 months goes by and I don't deliver a show, then it starts to, become a problem.
And the final straw, did SiriusXM try to manage you at all and say to you, come on, you gotta pull this shit together?
The thing is, they wouldn't tell me directly. They would tell, Chad at the time, who was the engineer, and so he's getting the information from Sirius, and I'm not getting the proper information. So
there was a miscommunication in your organization.
Exactly.
Right.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. I can't believe your organization was confused. Do you ever fire anyone from your organization? I mean, do you have to step in sometimes to be a boss?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's why I had made a movie called I Needed Time to Stay Useless. Right. I was a bit lost in the sauce when Dunn died. And
Novak, you're laughing at him because as a management type, as a guy who actually is running an empire, it's got to be laughable, right?
It is, but there's a method to his madness, and I get it. You know what I mean?
You get it.
Yeah, 100%.
And when when I wake up,
are you the CEO of his company?
I'm pretty much a shot caller. I'm a big deal.
Yeah, Bam. Is there an organization? Like, is there a president of your company and a vice president?
Well, my dad handles all my
money.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God.
Yeah. And but yeah, like when a year goes by and I can't skate and I can't even work out, I can't do sit-ups, I can't do Jackass stunts, like I'm just sitting around like, what? I need some kind of creative outlet. So I started to paint a whole bunch. Like I paint like Jackson Pollock. My whole kitchen looks.
Your jacket is covered in paint.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
I love my kid. It's covered in paint and all.
Are
my
you
mom
painting
comes
in oils? Are you painting in watercolors, acrylics? What are you painting in?
Fucking anything.
Anything. You ever paint with your own blood?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the work of the genius David Cho? Is it that type of work?
I haven't seen his work.
Oh, he's a graffiti artist.
He's that Asian fella. Actually, my sponsor, my AA sponsor, just sent me a picture of him.
He's a brilliant
he was
artist.
a major gambler. He was hooked on fucking gambling, right?
Oh, yeah. You was like, sometimes would do a swing and win $1 million and, you know, crazy stuff like that. He's a real hardcore
Novak
guy.
only knows about his addictions. He doesn't care about
Fuck that
I go, you ever hear the great artist? Oh, yeah. He's an addict. He gambles. So in other words, this is a lifestyle. Do you boys ever get any rest? I mean, real rest, or is it constant
We were in bed
craziness?
at like 1 a.m. last night.
Oh, good for you. You went to bed early, 1 a.m. Do you ever go to bed at 8 o'clock at night?
Actually, the good thing is, believe it or not, when you're on a tour bus, you're in these tiny bunks that are dark as shit. It's like a coffin, and I sleep so good in those things that you just, as soon as the show's done, I go right in the bunk, sleep for at least 10 hours, like great sleep, wake up at the next city, do the next venue.
I imagine you're exhausted. You know, it's got to be unbelievably tiring. Now, Novak, is it true on the radio show, when you guys had the radio show, you blew an intern? What happened? Why are you laughing? Is that on the show you blew an intern? And he didn't want to get a blowjob, did he?
First of all, how many dicks have you fooled around with here, whether it's a joke or not?
Is that your thing, though? Like, in other words, it is funny to do gay stunts, right?
Yeah.
You get everyone, like, I know Richard and Sal do a lot of gay stuff.
That's the thing, you know, if you're going to, say, get into a wheelbarrow and go off of a 2-story roof into a bush, it's much funnier to do it if you're naked.
Stunts, because you're an expert at this, stunts are funnier nude, right?
Yeah, gay humor is the best humor. Except for when I just went to prison for a year, and I don't know if you saw this, but I have 2 rollerbladers humping on my arm, missionary style.
A tattoo?
2 dudes, yeah.
Let me see that.
When he would go to
So I
jail,
go to prison with this guy.
he'd jump in the shower so quick.
You got the wrong arm, wait.
Yeah, I did like a fucking crystal meth shower, man, because I didn't want to get raped.
It's 2 rollerbladers up in missionary style.
Because 2 dudes fucking
in a flower
is gay.
patch.
Yeah.
But eye contact is like a whole other level of gayness.
Yeah, right. Now, so to you, your sense of humor always says, hey, if I'm bombing, I'll do something gay and everyone will crack up, right?
And then he just got this one on his back.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
It's my face says, best boss ever, my buddy Bane. And then it says, on my level, like the worst ever.
Look at those
art
tattoos.
books more like fart books.
You have the worst
Apple is my bapple.
You have the worst tattoos.
I'm shooting for the stars here, Howard.
Yeah, because I'm the motherfucking man.
What does it say on your belly?
Baltimorean.
Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
Seize the day. Which I was getting high for so many years, I never fucking woke up during the day. It's the biggest fraud ever. But now it's true. See, now I see it.
You seized the day, all right. You slept right through it. So why did you blow the intern? Like he said that you held him down and blew him?
Yeah, I think he called me. I think he thought I was gay.
Right.
So I just had to prove that I wasn't.
You got so mad at him for calling you gay, you blew him. Did he come? Did he come?
No, he always just does 2 pumps.
Yeah.
2 pumps.
So it keeps him questioning. It keeps him wondering.
Will you ever blow a guy to completion?
If the price is right.
Brad Pitt, definitely. Johnny Depp, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So there you go. Now, Bam, in the midst of all of this, you had a wife.
Those 2 lucky
What was the
guys.
wife's name? I forget. What was your other wife's name?
Missy.
Missy. What happened to her?
Well, we're still best friends. Like, we're better friends now than when we were married. Like, as soon as we get married, she's like, all right, we're married. Time to grow up. Stop drinking. And I'm like, grow up? I'm like,
I won't be able to work.
the reason why I have that $20,000 Balenciaga purse is because I don't grow up. I'm on Jackass, remember?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So you started fighting over. She wanted you to get a real job.
It was actually the easiest divorce I think anybody's ever. It was just like, all right, well,
Did you lose a lot
I
of
don't want
money?
to grow. Like her typical day, they say opposites attract. subtract, which is true in the fucking bedroom.
Right.
But her typical day is like going to a park, you know, laying out in the sun, and then reading a nice book, and then go flower shopping, and then watch a nice romantic comedy. I'm like, where the fuck is the fucking fun part happening?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, let's have some fun. What would you like a typical day to be? What would you fun is with Novak. You should be married to him.
That's the thing. If we married each other, we'd be the best marriage ever.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
We would love. We'd never get tired of each other.
Damn, when Missy would say to you, "Hey, you know, here's my ideal day," and you would say, "Where's the fun?" What would you like to have done with her? Like, what would your day be? That would be a good day in the Bam marriage.
Probably go to, like, maybe FDR skate park, do a little skating, meet up with a bunch of friends, have a few drinks, see a rock and roll band play.
Right.
Lock Novak in a room with a Wolverine high on angel dust, see what happens.
Jerk Novak off.
Lock Novak in a room with a bunch of bees or something.
Would you guys ever have Novak watch you fuck and stuff when you fucked your
I
wife?
jerked off to them fucking a few times.
You did?
Yeah, big
you
time.
jerked off to Bam and Missy fucking?
Yeah,
Well,
in the beginning.
We don't necessarily, it's not like
That's fun.
necessarily a foursome. It's just that he's humping his girlfriend over there and I'm humping my girlfriend right over here.
Right.
And they can kiss, but we can't interact with them. You know what I mean?
Right. So you never jump in on them.
No.
It never worked that way.
I'm just a creepy jerk-off guy in the corner.
So sometimes you would stop fucking your girl and jerk off to Bam fucking Missy.
Well, when my girl wasn't there, I would just jerk off in the room. I would
So sometimes
stay in
you
the
would
room and watch
you would just be there and he'd start fucking around with Missy and you'd watch.
and jerk off.
Well, now he's creeping on Nikki. He thinks her ass is fine as wine. Hot.
Well,
See, that's
you
right.
have-
It's fine wine. I'm going to take that off the track.
So Bam, now you have a new wife.
Yeah.
I just saw her. She's here. She's a gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't the girl he was with the last time, is it?
No, this is the girl who.
Yeah, this is, well, I met her and she's from Petaluma, which is San Francisco.
How long
and,
did you know her before you married?
5 years. And
5 years.
Oh,
it was the type of thing where, like, the first day I met her, I already knew that she was the one. It was, like, really weird.
So you were married to Missy. Did it cost you a lot of money to get the divorce?
I mean, not necessarily. And you know what?
You had a
She
prenup?
deserves it because she's, and,
Right.
you know, she's a great gal. And if she needs any kind of, you know, help, like financial help, I'd be glad to help
You
her.
Missy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you meet the love of your life. Did you meet her while you were married to Missy?
Yeah, right when we started to, like, argue about the whole, like, you want me to grow up and da-da-da-da-da thing, that's when I filmed a music video with her. And
Now, Nikki, you don't want him to grow up, right?
I'm not going to make him do something that he doesn't want to do.
Right. And Nikki, you met him on a set of a music video. So what were you, a dancer of some type? An actress?
No, I actually met him at a CKY show.
CKY show.
Mm-hmm.
And and the two of you hook up over at the CKY show? And it was love at first sight?
we just French kissed at that time, and then I saw her a month later when we did a music video for a band called 69 Eyes from Finland. And
do you ever get worried about him that he's going to die one day?
Of course I do.
You do,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but what are you going to do about
He's
it?
an extremist, so yeah.
Yeah. Are you an extremist? Do you do anything wild?
No, what would you think?
Do you feel pressure to have to be wild for him?
See, I just know that everything comes with moderation.
Moderation.
Yeah.
She's not wild in a way of doing stunts or something,
Right.
You know,
but does she like to have fun at least?
Oh, big time.
Keep up.
Yeah. What's a typical fun day for you guys? What do you do?
Fuck.
Have you seen his kitchen?
You fuck a lot? How many times a day do you fuck Bam?
Oh boy. There's quite a few times that we've actually fucked for how long? Like 8 hours?
You fucked a girl for 8 hours. She's a very hot girl. I couldn't fuck her for 8. I fucked her for 8 minutes, maybe.
No
at the
doubt.
most.
No, on the same boner.
Novak, do you want to fuck
Not
her?
Same boat.
Yeah, I'd like to fuck her. I'd fuck her.
Yeah. Do you think you'll end up fucking her, Novak? I mean, will Bam make that happen at some point?
I mean, that just be. I
I'm
know
not
that's.
letting that.
I got half A, B, C, rabies, scabies, you name it, babe. I got. Actually, I heard the last time I was here when I licked Richard Christie's ass that he had to go get hepatitis shots. He was very
because
traumatized.
don't you have some kind of what do you have? What's going on in you?
The verdict's still out, man.
Yeah. Do you have hepatitis or what do you have?
I got. I don't know.
Well, you did have to get blood work for the Jackass movie, and apparently, I don't know how, but the fucker's clean.
Yeah,
wow.
true story.
So Novak, have you watched Bam and Nikki fuck yet?
Major.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Not
all the time, but
Nikki, do you ever get creeped out when Novak is in the room watching you guys fuck?
No.
It's not a big deal.
It's rare when it happens. It's one of those things where it's a fucking drunken Friday, and we're like, who cares? We're all in the same room. Let's have at it.
Does he ever try to grab a titty or put his finger in you or something while it's happening?
He's grabbed my ass.
He has grabbed that. Yeah.
Who wouldn't grab that fucking ass? Look at that thing.
And would you prefer that he watched, or you like being alone with Bam?
Oh, I prefer definitely being alone.
You prefer being alone?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a good answer.
But you can't get rid of Novak.
Yeah, this is a package deal here.
It's the type of situation where if we're at the Roosevelt Hotel that TBS is paying for, you know, like, and Novak comes flying in, I'm not going to spend $500 to give him a room.
Right.
So I'm like, just stay in my room.
Will he end up in the bed with you guys, or will he?
He'll sleep on the couch or the bed. It doesn't matter.
I'd sleep on the fucking bed.
Right.
Slept in the bed last night with him.
Do you think Novak is gay, Nikki?
I think he's gay for pay.
Oh, it's just a lot of silence.
Do you think he's gay?
Crickets over here.
When you're with Bam alone, you say, Novak's gay.
I think he just doesn't give a shit.
Right.
You know, like,
do you think
I think he's just really comfortable with his sexuality.
There we go.
You know, like he's just, you know.
Are you gay at all? Do you ever have sex with girls?
My first sexual experience was actually with a girl.
And do you ever bring girls into the bed with Bam?
Hell the fuck no.
You don't, because you know what's going to happen next. He's going to fall in love with one of these broads. That's why it's best.
No,
I'm not worried about
it
that.
sucks because it becomes a math project. You know what I mean? Like, it's seriously
How
like,
much time have you spent here?
Yeah, like, all right, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2.
That's
one,
a real
2,
problem.
You kissed her 3 more times longer than me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this is a fucking math project. It's not worth it.
So you've given up
That's
on
a real
girls.
problem.
You're completely done with that phase of your life.
Well, I mean, I think women are definitely beautiful, but I would not bring a girl in
You wouldn't.
to this. No.
Well, she's hot. Boy, Bam. don't lose this one.
She's in the itty bitty titty committee though, but that's okay.
Oh, really? You don't have
Remember
big
we
tits?
talked on the phone? Remember that?
Yeah, remember, you're hot. How
Right,
big are you?
weren't you supposed to paint her?
Right. Yeah, I'm supposed to paint you, aren't I? Yeah. We better not get started. Because Novak will end up fucking me while I'm painting you.
He's grabbing your ass.
You know what? I got to stay as far away from the three of you as possible. I mean, so you're not driven mental by all of this carrying on, people building trapdoors in the floors and falling into baby pools. You're not driven mental by any of this.
None of that.
And
No.
staying up all night. And when your parents met him, did your parents have to approve of Bam as a husband?
My mom actually absolutely loves Bam.
She loves Bam. Go figure that out. You know what I mean, Bam?
He's changed my life for the better, and my mom sees that I'm really happy now.
Will you have a child with Bam, or would that be totally irresponsible?
Oh, dear.
Would the state come in and take away the child?
No, I'm actually, I never thought I would be ready for that, but I think it's pretty close to me being ready. I see my brother have 3
Not
kids,
for what I hear.
and
Why don't you just adopt Novak? He would be happy.
Really?
Yeah. But Novak, you'd be jealous of a baby if Bam had a baby, right? Because he's going to have less time for you.
Nah, he'll always make time for me, man. We're cut from the same cloth.
Do you think the kid will grow up to be a jackass type? Like, do you think that will you start dropping him for a pull of piranha right away?
that's why I would prefer to have a daughter because, I want to take her out for like ice cream and lacrosse or whatever. I don't want to teach some kid to do jackass shit like me. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Because you know what? A lot of sons...
whatever, man,
I don't want a daughter because I want a daughter so I can take her for lacrosse.
I don't want to teach some kid. All right, you want to fucking...
Yeah, but I mean, like Uncle Novak comes by and you have a daughter, it could be dangerous. The guy's definitely out there. I mean, you probably, if you had a kid, it would probably ruin the franchise. Honestly, you'd have to start acting responsibly.
Once he has a kid, I'm gonna have a kid.
It's weird how like Novak will change his tune as soon as like Jess's kids come around. He turns into like fun Uncle Novak.
Yeah. Now, in August of 2013, you were arrested in Scotland, Bam, right?
Yeah.
Now, I haven't talked to you about that. What happened in Scotland that you were arrested?
So I went to, it was the Eminem concert, and Yellow Wolf was opening for him, and I was coming out to do a song with him. So I fly in, he gets me a hotel room it's called the Jury, and it's like a 4-star hotel. So I go in, dressed, you know, covered in paint with scarves and shit, and they think that I'm a street person. They're like, sir, you need to leave right now. I'm like, what? I'm checking in.
Right.
And they're like, you're checking in. And they're like, well, what's your name? I'm like, well, it's Margera. They're like, there's nothing under that name. I'm like, I know, because it's under Yellow Wolf or Yellow Wolf's management. Either way, when he gets off stage, I'll find out in 10 minutes if you just relax. Then
Was Novak with you?
No, I was by myself
bad.
because I just wanted to get my bags in there and go right back to the concert. And we wind up shouting at each other. The police come in and they arrest me for being loud in public and concealed weapon. I had this little tiny fag bag, you know, like a hip kit with scissors, tapes, glue, and pictures because I was
For your artwork.
I was working on a book, and they see these scissors hanging out, and they're like, "What's with the scissors?" I'm like, it's not like I'm waving scissors at you, you know. They're just in a bag, and they tried to charge me with a concealed weapon, but I got out of that one.
But you ended up going to jail in Scotland.
Yeah.
How were the prisons in Scotland?
Hell on. Oh, man, it was the longest 24
They put you in solitary
hours
confinement.
of my life, man.
They put you in solitary confinement. This is where there's no other prisoners, and you can go stir crazy in there, right? Even
No,
for
there
24
was
hours.
200 prisoners, and most of them were drunk pikeys from the M&M show. So they all recognized me like, Ben McGann from Jackass. How come Ben McGann gets his own celly? I'm paired up with this fat fucker takes a shite every 20 minutes. And he's like, oh, I took one shite when I let it go. Well, you still fucking stink, man.
So
You know, like everybody just shouting.
When you're in a jail cell, people all shit. They got one toilet, and you have to shit in front of other dudes, right?
Yeah, but luckily they gave me my own cell, you know, but
Star treatment.
and they couldn't take off. These rings are like stuck to my finger, like you cannot get them off. So, you know, they just had to let me go in there. So I'm like sitting there carving my name, and the police walks by to check on me. He's like, are you fucking whittling in there? I was like, what? Are you whittling in there? I'm like, that was already there. It says Bam Magana was here. I'm like, all right, I can't really get out of this one.
Bam, do you sleep with those rings on because they're stuck to your fingers?
Yeah.
Didn't you get in a fist fight recently and your fingers blew up and they couldn't get the rings off?
Yeah, yeah.
Why? How old? Wait, you're 30. You're in 30s. You still having fist fights with people? Well, that's crazy.
Well,
to me.
this was I rarely get in fist fights, but I mean, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm filming this sculpture in the middle of the road, but there's 3 extra lanes, and this dude just comes up and hits me with his car, like not hard, but I'm like, you're trying to start a problem for no reason. You could have simply drove around me, but you hit me in the leg with your car.
Do people do that because you're in Jackass and they think they can do stuff to you?
He was just like, I don't know. It was 3 a.m. and he was probably drunk and wanted to fight.
Weird shit happens to you, man.
So I'm like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then he gets out, and then we just started going at it.
Did you win the fight?
That's like the opening thing in the new movie,
yeah.
I Needed Time to Stay Useless, which will be
We'll
out
see the
fairly
fight?
soon.
Yeah, it starts out
They
with that.
film that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's not a fake thing.
It is not.
You
No.
happen to be
We
filming.
both beat him up, actually. I was there on that one.
You beat him up, too.
Well, he jumped in, but...
How do you get a release for a movie from a guy like that?
I don't. I'm going to have to blur his face, but, you know, I'm all confident. I'm like, I punched him super hard a few times. I'm like, now get in your fucking car, you know, and then he goes to the trunk, and then all of a sudden my confidence just goes from a 10 right to a 1. I'm like, he's got a fucking gun, and then I just ran for my life, man.
Novak, did you suck him off at all to calm him down?
I would have, dude. I would have at that point.
Right, yeah.
We beat the fuck out of him, literally. And
But then
he
once he
ran
goes
around his
into-
car to his trunk. Why would he run to his trunk? Something serious was in that trunk.
What did he have in the trunk?
We didn't stay to find out.
Yeah, but I hid into a bush, and I saw him pacing around looking for me, and I think it was like a tire iron or like a crowbar.
It's unbelievable what's going on with you guys. Oh, my God. How are you married to this guy? It would give me a nervous breakdown. You've got to be whacked out, too, right? A little bit. Yes? See, you have a look like you're annoyed. Are you annoyed?
Sometimes it gets a little too much, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, for God, how could it not? You're a normal person.
Well, there's no such thing as normal, but I mean...
But you know what I mean.
I got a good head on my shoulders, yeah.
Do you ever sit there and go, I made a mistake, maybe I shouldn't be in this marriage?
No, I love him too much.
You love him. But it's just too much. Sometimes you get a headache, right? Good Lord.
That's when we have romantic comedy movie night, right?
Are you okay with Bam's friendship with his ex-wife?
Yeah, no, yeah.
You don't mind him giving her money and things? No.
No.
You're okay
I mean,
with
that's
that.
one boundary that I will never cross.
You never cross that boundary.
It's just that Missy's a Margera, and she'll always be one. You know, like I look at her as family, and she'll always be that way.
Did you jerk off in solitary confinement?
Yeah, twice.
I figured out that the police come by every 30 minutes to check on everybody, so I'm like, I'm so fucking bored. I'm going to try to jerk off, so I do.
No, the other
and
guy's
then I'm
watching
like,
you?
I got away with that. All right, round 2. So I did it again.
Are the other prisoners watching you, Joe?
No, they can't see me.
They can't see you at all.
No.
I see. There's complete separation.
Yeah.
So so you jerked off twice in prison.
Yeah, like if you don't do something in there, you'll go nuts because you don't even have bricks to count. It's just a white. Actually, it's gray from all the boogies and fucking piss stains.
But are you okay? Are you okay mentally? Do you ever get checked out? Because sometimes I worry about. Didn't you get kicked off a plane for being too wasted recently?
Not recently.
Oh.
It was. I was on Virgin Airlines going to London, and if you're in first class, there's like a sit-down bar. Like, it feels like you're just down the street at the bar. I'm like, I can fly to London all the time. This is great. I'm like, another red wine, please. Another red wine, please.
They encourage you to drink on the plane, and then they throw you off when you're too drunk.
Well, I don't take... Here's the thing. I don't take any kind of sleeping pills or whatever, right. And I was talking to this, like, Iranian chick, and I see her pop a pill. I'm like, what was that? She's like, oh, it's a pill to go to sleep. I'm like, well, give me one. Whatever it was gnarly as fuck because I blacked out in the bathroom. They had to jimmy the fucking door open to get me out.
It's unbelievable. By the way, there's something very un-BAM-like going on. Did you hire a social media director to handle your social media? Is that true? Because that doesn't seem like something you would do. Social media? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. I have a BAM energy drink. I have a book coming out. This guy, Richard Bainstock, he's done the AC/DC book, right. Aerosmith, all that stuff.
You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, so, and for, TBS shows coming out, new movies.
Why don't you let Novak handle your social media?
Fuck that
I've been working on it, man.
Yeah.
For some reason, he won't hire me.
Why don't you do something responsible in the organization so you can get a regular paycheck or something?
I ride his coattail, man.
Yeah.
That's my job.
It's a strange thing. All right, now, let's get to the game show, okay? Bam, there you go. What is that?
Oh, it's a BAM energy shot for you.
Thank you. That's what
it's jalapeno lime.
I have no problem drinking something.
And it's sugar-free. It's all vitamins. It's not bad. It's all vitamins. It's nice and healthy.
Hey, Novak, shove this up your ass.
How much will you give me?
Check out BAM's Badass Game Show. Now, who would give you a game show? What is this?
It's basically each episode there's 4 contestants, and we put them in jackass situations, and whoever makes it to the last round wins $10,000.
Do the producers of this show ever worry that someone's going to die on the show? Seriously?
Well, there's stuntmen that check it out beforehand to make sure that nobody's going to get super injured. It's David Harowitz from Fear Factor,
Yeah, that's a big guy.
Jackass and Fear Factor together, it's kind of like that, but I figured out that it's a hell of a lot more funny when we get soccer moms. One time we got this soccer mom to do it, and just to see her out of her element.
What did she do? What was her stunt?
Well, we put her in this chair, and I connected a rope to a four-wheeler, and I just went full speed and spun the chair super fast, and then she has to run through this path, tripping all over the place.
Make a sandwich.
And then make a sandwich, and then run over to deliver this. That's
so
just
these are
one
hardcore stunts done by everyday people.
Exactly. And,
wow.
When you get a buff frat boy in top-notch shape, I'm ready to get hurt, I'm ready to rock. It's just much more funny when you see
moms doing it.
A chick
somebody who wouldn't
wants
be doing
this $10,000 here.
At the end of the show, does Novak pull anyone out of the audience and blow them? Or?
Well, actually, I had this phone booth with a whole bunch of money in it and a fan, and I'm like, all right, Novak, test this thing out. So however much money you have in your hand when I stop this fan, because there's all this money blown in the phone booth, that's what you get to keep. So when I stop it, he has a lot of money. He's like, hell yeah, thanks, man. And he's like, give me a kiss. And he puts his lips up against the plexiglass, and I go in like I'm going to kiss it, and I just punch the plexiglass, and it knocks his tooth down his throat. So I had to pay $1,200 to go get him a
shooting.
He punched out the glass,
and my tooth.
And his tooth just went right down his throat.
And when that happens, do you ever say, hey, Bam, why did you do that?
I was pissed about that one because I'm very anal about my teeth.
Yeah,
I don't like
you got
my
nice teeth.
Yeah, I'm really fucking weird about my teeth.
So what'd you do? You had to go get a fake tooth.
Yeah, TBS put the bill on that one.
Will we see that on the first show?
They show it, but they don't actually show it out, and he's like all bloody and stuff.
Yeah,
he's just like, fuck
blood
this shit.
shit out.
Oh, man. You know?
Oh, my God.
But
That
they
was
cut
one thing
that
I did
out.
get
Did you,
fucking pissed
Bam, do you
about.
feel bad after something like that? I mean, the guy's now missing a tooth.
Nah, I got it fixed.
Yeah,
The cocksucker wrecked a $125,000 car, and if I would have claimed that it was stolen, which it was, then he would have to go back to jail for another year, and he just got out of jail, and I didn't want to do that to him.
So this is his way of repaying you, by punching him out and doing it.
Yeah, and I'm having fun with this.
Yeah.
Blast. Can't wait for more.
Wow. This is some life, huh?
Fuckface Unstoppable.
What?
Yeah. Fuckface Unstoppable. There you go.
Yeah, there you go, right.
Literally, like, yeah.
And what are you doing to keep your days busy? Are you getting naked anywhere? What's up with you?
Well, she ain't afraid to.
You're a full-time wife, right?
Yes.
Good. All right. Man. Well, let me say, this is quite a full plate from you boys. We hadn't checked in a while.
We haven't.
I tell you, Robin, it's unbelievable. Because, you know what, I live such a controlled life.
I marvel at them.
And, you know, I would be dead if I hung out with these guys for 30 minutes. Because
Absolutely.
every little thing, if I get a hangnail, I'm upset. Like, it hurts, and things hurt me.
They're losing limbs. They don't even care.
I mean,
They
they're
just
punching
keep
I'm just happy that I actually just shut the fuck up and, you know, went and got all these surgeries done, because I was not looking forward to getting, you know, my feet cut open 6 different spots, having hernia surgery, and then finally when I did it, I was like, I should have done this a long time ago, because now I can actually skate again. Yeah, I'm not in pain anymore. And
are you guys the living embodiment of the Three Stooges in a sense? Like, they used to do it for fake, but you guys are really living the life of the Three Stooges, right?
Pretty much.
Do you ever watch those old movies, The Three Stooges?
Yeah.
Do you love that?
Yeah.
Does that give you ideas?
Mostly Tom and Jerry and like cartoons give us ideas.
Oh, they actually get inspiration from animated characters.
Yeah, right.
That's actually how Knoxville got the idea with the bull, because he saw Tom and Jerry blindfold himself, and then he lights a cigarette, and then like that's where he got that idea from.
But you guys know those are cartoons, right? They can't be heard in real life. All right, look.
Well, to be honest, it's not always that bad.
Well, sorry?
To be honest, it's not always that
Like, there are days that go by, you have actual weeks where it's normal.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
there's downtime. There's downtime.
Exactly, yes.
Wow. Does he ever turn to you in the middle of the night and go, I just got a great idea. I'm going to build a trap door, and I'm going to put Novak in, and have him drop into a pool
That
of
happens
piranha?
to me constantly, yes.
Yeah, and do you go, no, maybe you shouldn't do that? Do you ever advise him not to do stuff?
We brainstorm.
Yeah.
Discuss ideas, and yeah.
Because the trap door with the piranhas sounds like a Tom and Jerry episode for sure. You know what I mean? I
am a bit nervous about this 40-foot loop, but, you know, Danny Way, who invented the mega ramp.
Be careful, man. I mean, I'm telling you,
well,
be careful.
We both think that the bigger it is, the easier it's going to be, because the transition's going to be huge, but you're just going to lock your legs. If you have a tight transition of a 10-foot loop, then you're going to have to get ready to be whipped around super quick.
Does the thought ever go through your mind that if you don't do it right, I could be paralyzed?
Well, if you fall from, like, halfway up, you're doomed. But if you make it to the top and fall, you basically just fall upside down and ass slide down the other side.
I see.
So, I mean, you do get pretty hurt, but not that bad.
Jesus, you guys got some balls on you. I mean, not you, Novak. I saw what you're
I'm lacking in that department.
Oh, man.
I mean, he's definitely going to have to wear some pads or something.
Are you going to wear pads?
He's going to have to.
This is our company, Unequal. They actually make these thin pads made out of Kevlar, and it's rad because, you know, it doesn't look like you have these big fat knee pads on, and they're made out of Kevlar, which are
people
better.
Don't want to see you wearing thick knee pads, right? Is that part of the danger of it?
It just doesn't look cool to wear these big elbow pads and big knee pads. And
what do you mean it doesn't look cool? Because then it looks like you're not hardcore?
Kind of, yeah. You know, like, you know,
you're not willing to kill yourself, really.
I mean, if you're a vert skater, then, I mean, it looks cool. But if you're going to skate, like, if you're doing street skating and you're wearing pads, you're an instant, you're an instant, what do you call it, poser, I guess.
Yeah, poser. Novak, one final question for you. How many dicks will you have to suck to prove finally you're not gay?
That's the fucking age-old question, man. I'm still trying to find the answer to that.
And you're excited about this jump that he's going to take, or like a wife, are you worried about him?
I mean, of course I'm worried. He's my best friend in the world. I love him to death.
Right.
But I know when he has his mind set on something, he does it, and that's what's brilliant about the man. You know what I mean? He's not a sideline kind of guy. If he has a vision, he'll do it, and he'll not take no for an answer nowhere through it.
And I'm getting it built right now in my warehouse on a smaller scale just to practice on it for the big thing on June
And you got to be in top shape for this thing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
When are you doing that?
Well, actually, I've been doing this, the whole detox cleansing thing, and I've been shitting my ass all over town. It's been pissing me off.
Wow. Because what, you're trying to get in shape?
Yeah, because, you know, well, Novak not drinking and has been motivating me, and he's been sending me clips of him skating.
Yeah, like I go skating, and I know that he loves to skate. So
you do all that hardcore skating stuff?
Yeah, I've been skating now since I got clean and sober. Again.
Do you miss the heroin at all?
No, not at all.
Is life completely different now for you?
Oh, it's night and day, man.
Like, you're sitting here and you're actually aware of what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, my fiance, she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. For 4 years, I just slept and agreed to anything, and now I wake up at 8 in the morning, I make breakfast, and I bitch about her not cleaning or fucking being late.
She likes you better like this?
Yeah, everyone does, you know.
Do you go to meetings? Do you show up?
Yeah, I have an AA sponsor.
You listen to these guys whine about their drugs all day?
You know, I chime in sometimes.
You ever blow any of the guys at the support group?
The support groups.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you guys, it's wild what's going on out there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nikki, your wife, Bam, might be the wildest of all because she's putting up with all of this. It's unbelievable to me what's going on in your lives. And
it's definitely not an easy job.
No, it's a whole different thing, man. It's a whole other way of life. Do you? Well, I could go on all day.
Does she want to have a child with Bam?
No. Are you afraid? Because, you know, Bam could lose interest once the kid comes and, you know, you get the big belly.
You know what? That is the thing. We got this cute-ass puppy, and it totally ruined the mojo.
He got rid of it.
Yeah, like...
Well, the thing actually shit in our bed. That's what happened.
Well, you got to train a dog.
Yeah, when you have this cute puppy in the middle of your bed the whole time, the whole time, so, oh, puppy, you're petting it the whole time, and then it's like, we haven't fucked in fucking 3 days. This dog is ruining my mojo here.
The puppy stole his mojo.
The puppy stole the mojo, man.
Well, because women get that maternal instinct, and right away, you know, your cock is second to a dog.
Second nature.
It wasn't all my fault.
Were you upset to see the puppy go?
Well, the problem is we travel, like, I'd say for 6 months out of the year, we're out somewhere else, whether it's Finland, Iceland, or Los Angeles, whatever. But
people don't understand what it is to take care of a dog. It's like having a baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, and that's why all these all
and
the
you
shelters
can't give
are
the
full.
baby
Exactly.
back.
It's not fucking fair, man.
It's not fair.
It really is.
Did you bring the dog to a shelter, or you just shoved the dog up Novak's ass?
I gave it to one of my good friends who, you know, is always in Westchester and doesn't travel. So,
right.
But you know, that's why having cats are great because
true story.
You know, they can handle their own. And I
follow your wife on Twitter, and she's all about animals. That's fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Hats off to that.
Yeah, she's all about that.
That's awesome.
All right, listen, boys.
She's a hot piece of tail.
Oh, yeah, man.
Did you fuck her last night?
Nothing wrong with saying that.
Nah, she's gorgeous.
You want to come over and watch us fuck?
I'd love to. Can I jerk off?
I'll show you a small dick. You want to see a small dick?
That in the corner.
I'll show you 1.5 inches of love making machine. What you got, I trade in for. All right, listen. We could talk all day, but all good things must come to an end. You boys know that. Even you boys know that. You check out Bam's Badass Game Show. Now, this you have to see.
Airs tonight.
Yeah, it does. It airs tonight at 10:30.
And extra the bonus video of Novak in there grabbing at money, and then Bam takes his fist and puts it right down Novak's mouth and knocks out his tooth.
I actually did feel bad about that.
Yeah, I was pissed. That was one of the things.
And I did say that I was sorry, and I meant it.
Well, the amount of blood that was coming out of your mouth, but yeah, I hope so.
Well, he did say he was sorry.
And he meant it.
I was sorry, and I meant it.
He meant it. How do you not break your hand when you punch through glass?
Well, I got these rings on.
The rings.
Yeah, it's plexiglass, so it was...
Those rings are almost like brass knuckles in a sense, you know.
Yeah,
and you know what? I did have brass knuckles that I got from. It said Island Def Jam on it, and I threw it in my bag, not thinking anything of it, at the airport. And they're like, "Sir, you have brass knuckles." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "That's illegal in the state of California." I'm like, "Well, I live in the state of Pennsylvania. How am I supposed to know that?"
Right.
And then I'm like, "Well, you can just have them, but I got to get on this flight." They're like, "Oh no, we need to call the police over this." So,
oh no.
But if that's a felony to have brass knuckles at the airport, that is a brass knuckle.
Yeah, that ring is a brass
I could go
knuckle.
on the airport with 4 of these things.
Sure.
That thing is a little bit worse than brass knuckle because
Now, when
It's
he
a
fucks
huge
you,
spiky
he's got
ring.
those rings on, right? Does that scratch your ass and everything?
no, they don't get in the way. No.
They don't get in the way.
Do you
doesn't-
finger with those rings on?
Yeah, how do you finger
I know, we
her?
would get stuck together.
How do you finger her?
Well, I got two fingers here with no rings on it, so
Yeah, but those
I'm
aren't
good to go.
the fingers you use for
Most
fingering.
of them come off.
They're strange individuals, Howard. He's got all these fucking rings. She's got about 8 pussy piercings and her asshole pierced. So, I don't know. It's like Edward Scissorhands
Better not
after
get
they
around
fuck.
them
You
with
know what I
a
mean?
Yeah, like
Get
he'll
off
die
that
when
up,
they
yeah.
fuck. You got your asshole pierced?
Strange
I got my
individuals.
taint pierced, yeah.
Your what?
My
I
taint.
don't
The
get it.
taint.
Your taint is pierced? The fuck is that?
Thank you. What makes his dick hard makes mine soft, man. Fuck that.
When Novak says something's
I'm
wrong with
turned
you,
off,
this- and how many pussy piercings?
4.
4.
And what's another one?
And once another one. And what did they pierce? Your labias major or majoris? Majoris or minoris? Which labias did they pierce?
I got 3 in my hood.
3 in your hood.
3 in the hood.
What is
Oh,
the,
wait, no. Yeah, 3 in my hood.
what is the hood?
Oh, my God. Wait, hold on. 1, 2,
It's hot looking.
Let's count. See how fucking
5.
sick
I have
this is?
5.
You have 5 pussy piercings. And what, you
Oh,
have-
she lost count.
Yeah.
See what I mean, Robin?
what do you mean you have 3 in the hood? What is the hood exactly? I don't even know.
Where the little bean is.
Where the clitoris is. It covers
Yes.
the clitoris.
Yes.
And they pierce that skin. Does that hurt like a motherfucker?
Oh, yeah.
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 And it can get infected too, right? You got
No,
to be
I keep my
your pussy clean.
oh, definitely.
So you got 3 in your hood, and where are the other 2?
a lip and my taint.
Lip and taint. Good.
Her asshole is pierced.
Did you freak out when you were watching them fuck and you saw her asshole was pierced?
Yeah, it doesn't do a lot for me on that.
It actually was pretty.
On that front.
Give you
That
a
was
guy
to
with a
slow
cock
Novak down.
blowing an intern is where you're at.
I'm gonna suck a dick. Come on, man.
Does it look like a dingleberry?
It just looks like a lot of shit going on, man. You know, it
Looks like a pussy has braces.
No, it does not.
I think it's hot. I like it.
He likes it. I mean,
dig
what makes his dick hard makes mine soft, man. True
Can I
story.
quote you on that? Makes her pussy look like it has braces?
That's the best line of the day.
Now you're getting upset with him for saying that, right? You don't like things.
Braces aren't really pretty.
Yeah.
I think my pussy looks really pretty with it.
Now you're offending
Well,
your
there's
wife's
just a whole
pussy.
bunch of metal down there.
You just offended your wife's pussy.
That's a rude cruise
I
move,
think
dude.
I think it's sexy as fuck.
It's like when you go.
Bam is end
Call
of
it what you want to
braces.
call it.
It's like there's it's
I'm
like,
down with braces.
It's like it's like there's a tackle box there.
You got a tackle.
You got a fishing lure? Dude, when you go
Your
through.
pussy's a tackle box.
Oh, yeah. Imagine you go fishing and Bam's just pulling off lures.
Let's go fishing, babe. Let's head on down to the Hudson.
When you go to the airport, do you set off the metal detector, seriously, on your pussy?
That's a good question.
Do you ever? Like, the TSA must
There was
love
one
you.
time that I actually did look, and it, when you go through the device scan,
Yeah.
there were, where it has, like little marks where there's metal.
Yeah.
One time it did show up, but I checked the,
So what do you say? Hey,
sometimes it, and what didn't
do you
show
say,
up.
look, I have my taint pierced, and
They've never even asked.
they never asked.
I think they just figure it out.
Yeah. Have you ever been strip
That's
searched?
not enough to be a bomb.
No.
No.
Ma'am, you'll have to come back here to look at your pussy. We believe you're smuggling an illegal tackle box. Listen, you're one hot chick. I'll tell you, if I was at the airport, I'd fucking pat you down. Ma'am, I'm not fingering you. I'm just touching your taint here. I detect something.
It's for security purposes only, man.
Do you ever pull those piercings out at all? Like, if you had
Oh, wait a minute.
you pulled it out.
So,
What?
right after,
What's that, Nikki?
oh, God. Okay, right after I got my taint pierced, the little ball fell out. And I was like spread eagle in front of the mirror, like trying to get it, but I can't.
And if
it
she
took
did-
like several hours. Actually.
And if she didn't put it
But-
back in, then
It's gonna
it would
close up.
close up. So I
It'll
had about
close,
20
yeah.
minutes to get this tiny little ball screwed onto the ring here, and my fat ass fingers are
So you're
not
telling
making it
me
happen.
she's spread ass naked. You're putting back an earring back into her taint.
So I had to get my buddy.
How great would you be if she farted on you?
I was getting so frustrated with this thing that I had to get my buddy to come in, and I'm like, dude, this is not funny, but it is funny, but it's dead serious. I need you to help me put this thing on. So
at like 6 a.m.
Bam, you don't get you don't care if other guys see her pussy and asshole.
Well, sort of, but I mean, this was an emergency situation.
It was so important to get that back in her taint.
I'm not going to go through that pain again. Yeah, and I really like it there.
So you were like, hey, call in the army if you have to. I want my taint.
Well, no, I was telling him to just figure it out, and I was trying also, but it's kind of hard to reach.
When his friend walked in, like, what is he, some doctor or something? What makes you think
he was my skater friend, but I was just like...
Was he like, wow, my lucky day, I get to see her
Did he get it back on?
Well,
he actually got it.
He actually got it, but we had to wake up at 7 a.m. to go filming, so he's just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's his wake-up call.
It's 7 a.m. I wake up to... So he's like screwing this thing on, and he actually got it on, but I was frustrated as hell. I'm spending 20 minutes on this thing.
So
it's almost on.
And you got to get your face like right up in her ass.
Big time, yeah.
Wouldn't it have been funny if she like just farted her shit on you? And you filmed that?
Ew.
No good?
They probably turned him on.
Yeah, right.
Fuck. He like,
Has he ever seen you take a shit?
Actually, no.
No.
Nope. That's
She doesn't
one
do
thing
that.
I will not know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I kind of prefer it
Pretty
that
girls
way.
don't shit, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Pretty girl shit.
Only
so-
fat broad shit.
Very extremely comfortable with each other, like, that's
know what I mean,
one
Robin?
area that will never...
Right. You don't cross. Novak, you fuck a lot of fat broads?
Fuck no.
No? You'd rather blow a guy than fuck a fat broad?
True story, yeah, man.
True story.
I actually got raped by a girl in Phoenix, Arizona, thanks to Novak's pussy ass.
Can I ask you a question? What?
He
I got raped by a girl.
And I set it up.
Because I just did the loop on a skateboard on the Tony Hawk tour, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm celebrating
Number
tonight.
13.
So I get all drunk, and I start, like, taking it out on, I was being like an angry drunk, like, thank you,
And I'm helping them, making
So
sure
I
they
fall
fall.
asleep in the hotel. We're sharing a room.
And you're married to Nikki.
And this,
No, that's before.
Oh, before,
This was
okay.
before. And
Yeah.
this like, fan chick comes by. She's like, is Bam Margera in that room? He's like, yeah, have at it.
This bitch is fat and mean,
I
man.
wake up to this fat chick on me going, I love you, I love you, I love you, totally humping me.
Were you hard?
Well, yeah, if somebody starts playing with your dick when you're sleeping, I guess, but
Novak, do you realize how dangerous that is to put a stranger in a room?
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty
I
messed
wake
up.
up and I'm like, who the fuck are you? And I grab her and I throw her off me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
See,
What?
this is where I get my
And then Novak's
payback.
like, ha, that's what you get, motherfucker.
That's how I get my. I don't put him in a pool of piranhas. I let fat
But
broads
he
fuck
could have gotten an STD, could have knocked her up. It could have been a whole nightmare, right?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Right. You don't worry about that.
That will never get to
If you think that a girl can't rape a guy, well, that's false because it happened to me.
I saw her do it.
When I got to get back to this taint piercing for a second. When you take a dump, and I'm not being gross, but do you ever get like a little piece of shit caught on the ear?
No, it's not.
shit crystals?
Can't that happen though? Seriously, if you have a
It's
messy
not
duty,
close enough to that area.
like when you wipe, do you ever hit into it sometimes? Because if
You never...
It's at the very end of the puss part.
Yeah, it doesn't get in the way now.
you don't get near your pussy, and
It doesn't get in the way now.
girls wipe. I don't know if you know this. Girls wipe their pussies when they pee. So I'm wondering if you knock
Front
into
to back.
front to back.
Fucking Edward Scissorhands down there, man.
And you never
Telling you.
and you never hit into any piercings. Wow, fascinating. Where do you
Fucking math problem.
Jesus Christ!
Her taking the shit's like a math problem.
You get mad. Do you get upset with them when they goof
No.
on you? Right? I see you look on your
She
face.
does a
you
little
get
bit
so
sometimes.
annoyed.
Edward Scissorhands tackle box fucking braces.
I got to tell you
I'm
something.
afraid for her walking past a magnet.
I know.
I got to. Hey, let's
You'd be
take
doomed if you
Are you
walked with
supposed
a
to do
magnet.
it?
Let's take a giant magnet and see if we can pull it.
You would be doomed if you walked past the magnet. This is fucking great.
I wonder if it... I wonder
What?
if it would actually, like stick to a magnet. I wonder if that...
Well, let's find out.
You have enough metal going on down there.
You could be part of this franchise.
Steel, like, magnetic?
I got to tell you, my taint is so boring. I mean, It's just covered in hair.
Nothing's going on there.
I just have some big nasty hairs full of.
Do you ever shave it?
My ass hair?
Get it shaved, yeah.
Fuck no. What am I gonna do?
I used to let this gay guy shave my asshole for $10.
I bet.
I did.
Really?
When I was strung out on heroin, I lived with him.
He paid you $10 to shave your asshole hair?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I swear to God, I wouldn't let him fuck me or do anything. But he would shave my asshole, and he paid me $10.
Dude, you have the most minging asshole I've ever seen, man.
Thanks
that
to you,
thing is
fuckwad.
muffed up. Yeah, right.
You make me fucking put rocks up there and all this nonsense.
He has a nasty asshole, right?
He's the most
like
minging
falling
asshole.
out.
I do occasionally.
It looks like an apricot is taped to his ass.
And-
It's like out.
and-
He's got the worst case of hemorrhoids.
Yeah, it's like a
that's
puffy
bad.
ass. It looks like a
Thank
tiny.
you.
It looks like a tiny munchkin donut.
Dude, you're pushing too much when you shit.
I know. You know what? I was just in
And you're
rehab.
wiping too hard.
Well, the thing was, when I do heroin, I would be constipated. You know, I wouldn't shit for
Right.
3 weeks to a month.
Right.
So
Right.
now I'm 36 years old. I'm in rehab, and I had to ask my roommate how to shit properly.
Right.
Because I don't know if you should push, if you just relax and it comes
You know,
out.
I'm going to give you the best advice you ever got.
Yeah.
Could I give you advice?
Please.
All right. Number one,
Yes.
only shit when it's almost out of your asshole. Like, don't even ever, when you feel like you have to shit, you make sure you got to shit, okay?
Okay.
Get yourself a squatty potty, okay? Because you put your feet up in the air when you shit and it comes out nice and easy. I got one.
Where did you get that?
Right on
internet?
the internet,
Okay.
squatty potty.
Squatty potty.
Okay? And when you wipe, just get some baby wipes and gently go back there 3
Because I
times.
spit on the toilet paper in my ass, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Oh,
Sometimes.
No, dude, just get baby wipes or get one of those toilets to shoot the water up your
Yeah,
asshole. like I
yeah.
do.
A bidet.
You
yeah.
want to know what I do? Not a bidet. It's called a Toto water toilet. It shoots water up your ass. It gets rid of the immediate remnants, and then I go in
Yeah.
with the baby wipes afterwards.
So you have a whole process going on.
Oh, yeah. I barely have to wipe. First, I blow out all the remnants with
jealous.
water. Then I air blow my fucking asshole, and then I wipe it. Then I get
This
in there
talk's
with
making me have to shit.
Yeah. Well, not here, you don't. Did you just fart?
Yeah, it's making me have to shit, man.
Oh, my God.
You caused it, Howard.
Did you see that look on your face when you farted?
Yeah, see how much I was pushing? You
You're
saw
pushing.
it. Yeah.
I bet you blew out one of those baby
That's why
apricots.
you blew out your asshole.
Yeah.
Hard head makes for a
My
soft ass.
assholes are making my assholes are stinging and I shit out of rock.
And
Oh,
keep
yeah.
the rocks out of there. Well, anyway, look, this is crazy. This is just fucking weird. Would you do the magnet thing and tell me if you get pulled?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go check down some magnets after this.
Do you have any hair?
The three, I don't know. Gary, bring a magnet and see if
next time she comes,
Let's
you
give
should
it a
have a
shot.
giant magnet.
We got time.
a giant magnet.
I bet you a magnet will stick to that.
I don't know if steel's magnetic.
Oh, yes, it is.
You know what?
Oh, is it?
How do you know, Robin? What do you have pierced?
None of us have gone to school, it turns out. We don't know if steel is a magnet.
No one knew anything about
We
that.
love not to know. Well, we do know Tom and Jerry. There's money in making those cartoons come to life. Fuck, I'll drop an anvil on your head, see if you live. What a way to make a living.
Speaking of making livings, I've been painting lately. Go to BrendanNovakBigCartel.com. You can buy some of my paintings.
Oh, he's an artist now.
No, he's not. It's the worst.
True story.
It's the worst fucking paintings I've ever seen that I actually had to take it, bury it in my backyard, then I redug it up just to piss on it, and then I buried it again.
And then I sold it for $600, which makes me a professional artist,
Dude,
correct?
I've been painting nonstop.
Really?
Yeah, I took my office, I ripped out everything. I made it like one of those fucking crazy art studios, loaded up with a shitload of paints, and I'm in there painting like a mad motherfucker.
Fuck, send us some
It's
paintings,
fun
man.
to Jackson Pollock the
What do
fuck
you like
out
to
of
paint?
everything and not care.
I would get together with these dudes and paint, but I'm
Yeah.
afraid of them.
I know, what's your favorite subject to paint?
We'll Skype and paint together.
I'm painting with acrylics and
No, I'm
water.
saying like what?
Well, subject matter.
Yeah.
I paint mostly pictures of me, which shows you I'm disturbed.
Self-portrait.
I did a watercolor of me there, and I did yesterday I did a painting of, what's that fucking country in Africa? Namibia? Namibia?
Yeah,
Namibia?
Namibia,
Yeah, I did that. I painted.
Well, how do you know what Namibia looks like?
I ripped out a picture in a magazine, so I painted Namibia.
What made you want to paint it? Yeah.
What?
What made you? Did it a cool shape or something, or what made you want to paint it?
It just seemed like something that needed to be painted.
I like where you're going.
It's a whole bunch of sand
Yeah.
dunes down there.
begging for
I'm
it.
making as much sense as you got.
That's why I like it. I'm into this.
No, I just looked at it. I said, I need to go paint this. So I did that, and then I
That's awesome.
collage, too. I write poems about OCD, and then I collage them. So I'm into multimedia. You boys,
You're multitasking.
I'm fucking out there, man. I'm like you guys, except without the clip piercing. All right, look. Let's calm down.
That's boring.
Well, sometimes I have to. I'm a lot older than you kids.
Let's take it down a notch, Novak.
And by the way, thanks for not blowing me today, by the way.
The day's not over, pal.
Yeah, well, if I had challenged him and said you're gay, then he'd blow me.
Yeah,
That's right. He proved it.
Right.
Your dick, faggot.
All right.
Not true. Yeah.
Well, what can I say? I hate to say goodbye. We're having so much fun. But check out Bam's Badass Game Show. For sure, I'm going to check that out, honestly. I just want to see Novak's tooth get knocked out.
Yeah, it really is fun, you know.
It is fun, except if you're Novak. and that premieres tonight at 10:30 on TBS. That's a good network.
Right after Family Guy, I believe.
We got like the #1 time slot. Family Guy's like the #1 show, and they did the testings did such high ratings that they gave us.
I guarantee a lot of people watch this. This sounds crazy.
Yeah, and new movie coming out soon, new book coming out soon.
Well, come by and tell us what that's all
Bam
about.
Energy drink, a whole bunch of shit.
Well, go out and do a bunch of crazy shit and come in and tell us about it.
I'm ready to rock.
And go to Brandon Novak, BigCartel.com, buy my
Quit
art.
plugging yourself, Beyond.
What does he paint? What is he painting?
It's the worst piece of shits ever. It's like terrible.
But he's making money off of it, though.
Thank you.
It's so bad.
But he's trying to sell this stuff, and you're saying it's bad. How's he going to sell it?
Well, I have all these
can't necessarily
canvases
grade
and
art.
paint. He comes over and
I steal his
steals my
canvas,
paint, steals
uses
my
paint.
canvases, like doesn't even ask.
What's the last painting you made of?
It varies, man. I've been printing these pictures out, and then I put them on the canvas with wax and put it on there, and just add sayings.
And you paint
shit.
over them?
Yeah.
I painted a needle and it says, "Where's my needle?"
Yeah, I do something like that. We'll have to swap paintings.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, what is it?
I have these little magnetic balls.
Do you mind if he puts those near your pussy?
Drop them.
Drop trowel, gal.
Drop trowel, gal.
Put them near your vagina and see if you feel any magnetism.
Here, you bend over and let your fucking husband do it.
Yeah.
Have
It's
your
all
husband do it.
fucking math problem.
Let me see what happens here. Now, you think this is going to work, Robin?
I don't know. I don't know what
Look at
they're...
that
Is it
fat
real
ass.
steel?
Oh, wait. Take that off.
All right, take that off.
All right, let's see here.
Do you feel it pulling at all? Well, you've got some tough... Well, she's got a great body.
Is it pulling?
Is it pulling?
It almost sticks. Hold on.
All those balls will
He's gonna end up
just jump on
shoving it in you
her.
or something.
Look at that. I think it works.
Is it working?
It definitely, but it's not going to hold.
It's not holding.
But it is.
By the way, you got some tuchus on you. What are you doing for a workout? I mean, you're in good shape. Talking to that mic. What do you work at? What do you do? Because that's some butt.
Fuck a lot.
Is that your exercise?
Pretty much, yeah.
You don't go to the gym?
Sometimes we do, yeah. Try to make it there.
Wow.
We do weird shit like go kayaking and then we'll go play tennis.
Kayaking is weird.
That's weird. Yeah, I like that. That's weird. He just had a magnet up his wife's taint. We do weird stuff like kayaking.
So it almost stuck.
We need one of those big horseshoe magnets.
You know the kind that like they use to haul trucks
the red and the
Right.
red, right? Yeah.
To move those huge shrapnel.
See if you like get sucked into the magnet.
Come here on skateboard and we'll try.
Well, you guys do that. Come back and do that.
right.
Well, listen, Nikki, great. Congratulations on your marriage and nice
thank
meeting you
you.
finally face to face.
Yeah.
Bam, congratulations on all your success. Novak, congratulations on getting off drugs.
Thank you, Howard.
You know, not sucking so much dick. Check out Bam's
Slow down with that.
And the big Badass Game Show tonight, you got to check that out. 10:30 on TBS. Novak gets his tooth knocked out. Women are going on there and doing stunts. It's crazy. And we'll be back right after these words.